So for our next installment of cast iron blogs, I thought it might be fun to talk about waffle irons. If you're like me, I had no idea that as long as 100 years ago, people were making cast iron waffle irons that you could use over a wood stove to make waffles. So I just wanted to take this brief blog to talk about these waffle irons and give you a brief introduction to them. And then in our next blog, we're going to be talking about, or actually showing, waffle making in one of these waffle irons. But as a starting point, let's talk about what these waffle irons are, what they look like, and what you can do with them. To start with, waffle irons have these waffle irons have all kinds of different shapes on the inside. So for example, here you have a waffle iron that has a diamond shape on the inside. Here you have a waffle iron that is actually called a crumb cake iron that allows you to make flat biscuit-like waffles in a particular pattern. Here is a waffle iron that allows you to make waffles in a heart-shaped pattern. And another example is a waffle iron here that allows you to make waffles with the suits of cards shapes on it. So as you can see, there's a lot of variety as to the actual form of waffle you can make when you make waffles in these irons. You probably noticed as I was moving along that we're not limited to just waffles. Here's a donut maker, a cast iron donut maker that flips open like this, that you can fill up and make cake donuts on your stove. So there's almost an endless variety. One thing I think is really fun about waffle irons, these waffle irons, is they have a variety of different mechanisms that allows you to flip your waffle when it's time to turn it over. These are a typical one. These are called acorn waffle irons. You can see this little fixture here looks a little bit like an acorn, and when you're ready to flip your waffle, you go like that. Here's a similar one. This one is a Griswold that also has a flip acorn, and it flips like that. Other ones, like this one here, has a different kind of fixture, and this one you would just pick up from here and flip it over. But as you can see, one of the limitations of these low bases is that you actually have to pick them up to flip them over. So one thing I like about the high base waffle irons, which are this one and this one, is you can flip them without picking them up. But Griswold, which is the other high base that I showed you, also made low base waffle irons. Here's a Griswold low base. And what you would do with that is you would pick up the bail handle like this, lift up the waffle iron, turn it, and then put it back over your heat source. Bottom line is there's almost an endless variety of waffle irons, and they come in different sizes. Here's a little one. Here's a slightly bigger one. And again, you can go all the way up to this size. So this is a nice introduction to waffle irons. They come in all different, there were multiple different makers. There's an Alfred Anderson waffle iron, a Stover waffle iron, a Griswold waffle iron, and a Wagner waffle iron. Also, interestingly enough, Griswold and many others, as you can see here, this is a Griswold iron. Griswold also took special orders from companies that asked them to make waffle irons specifically for them. So this is a Griswold waffle iron. As you flip it, you can see that it was made for the WMC company of New York. And this one was made for the Warnick and Liebrout company. This little guy was made for the Crescent Waffle Company, and here's an interesting example of a very different hinge too. So as you can see, if you go down the waffle iron rabbit hole, as I have, there is almost an endless variety of things that you can be looking for. You've got wooden handles, metal handles, special handles, And it's fascinating to me that these were all made more than 100 years ago. They still are very functional, and I find them very beautiful. So that's an introduction to waffle irons and related cooking utensils. Next blog, we're going to be making waffles, and we'll probably try making waffles on this Griswold because it's in great shape. And as you can see, it's got a beautiful clean inside. This is one that has been refinished and is ready for use. So it'll be interesting to see how we do on that. And just as a side note, as you can tell, I'm quite fascinated by these, and I've been buying them for quite a while. And if you see anything you're particularly interested in, I would welcome any emails or texts inquiring about whether I might have a duplicate that I would like to part with. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this blog, and I look forward to making waffles and showing you how they come out.